Okay, morning, guys. Thank you so much for popping in for our first Young Agents Network Wednesday check-in. I'll be here every Wednesday at 9 o'clock. So yeah, we can discuss struggles you have, wins you have. If there's anything else you'd like to discuss, you can just pop me a message, and yeah, we can discuss it in next week's session. Whether you're in Cape Town, Joburg, Durban, or anywhere else, you are here because you're part of this network, and this space exists for one reason, so that none of us have to do this job alone. So when I first entered real estate, I felt quite out of place. I was young and I didn't have a big team behind me. And a lot of the time it felt like everyone else had it figured out except me. So I created this Young Agents Network community so that we could change that, so we could ask questions, share what's really happening, and grow together instead of competing in isolation. So I want to show you a 5-minute video just to get the session started and to start the morning on a positive note. Just let me know, just unmute yourself and say yes if you can hear and see the video.
I found that nothing in life is worthwhile.
Can you hear?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
I found that nothing in life is worthwhile unless you take risks. Nothing. Nelson Mandela said, "There is no passion to be found playing small and settling for a life that's less than the one you're capable of living." Now, I'm sure in your experiences in school and applying to college and picking your major and deciding what you want to do with life, I'm sure people have told you to make sure you have something to fall back on. Make sure you got something to fall back on, honey. But I never understood that concept, having something to fall back on. If I'm going to fall, I don't want to fall back on anything except my faith. I want to fall forward. I figure at least this way I'll see what I'm going to hit. Fall forward. This is what I mean. Reggie Jackson struck out 2,600 times in his career, the most in the history of baseball. But you don't hear about the strikeouts. People remember the home runs. Fall forward. Thomas Edison conducted 1,000 failed experiments. Did you know that? I didn't know that. Because the 1,001st was the light bulb. Fall forward. Every failed experiment is one step closer to success. You've got to take risks, and I'm sure you've probably heard that before. You will fail at some point in your life. Accept it. You will lose. You will embarrass yourself. You will suck at something. There's no doubt about it. I'm telling you, embrace it, because it's inevitable, and I should know. In the acting business, you fail all the time. Early on in my career, I auditioned for a part in a Broadway musical. Perfect role for me, I thought, except for the fact that I can't sing. I didn't get the job. But here's the thing. I didn't quit. I didn't fall back. I walked out of there to prepare for the next audition, and the next audition, and the next audition. I prayed. I prayed. And I prayed. But I continued to fail and fail and fail. But it didn't matter, because you know what? There's an old saying, you hang around the barbershop long enough, sooner or later you're going to get a haircut. So you will catch a break, and I did catch a break. If you don't fail, you're not even trying. I'll say it again. If you don't fail, you're not even trying. My wife told me this great expression. To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did. Les Brown's a motivational speaker. He made an analogy about this. He says, imagine you're on your deathbed, and standing around your deathbed are the ghosts representing your unfulfilled potential. The ghost of the ideas you never acted on. The ghost of the talents you didn't use. And they're standing around your bed, angry, disappointed, and upset. They say, we came to you because you could have brought us to life, they say. And now we have to go to the grave together. So I ask you today, how many ghosts are going to be around your bed when your time comes? So you got to get out there. You got to give it everything you got, whether it's your time, your talent, your prayers, or your treasures. So the question is, what are you going to do with what you have? I'm not talking about how much you have. Some of you are business majors. Some of you are theologians, nurses, sociologists. Some of you have money. Some of you have patience. Some of you have kindness. Some of you have love. Some of you have the gift of long suffering, whatever it is, whatever your gift is. What are you going to do with what you have? Sometimes it's the best way to figure out where you're going. Your life will never be a straight path. And I can't think of a better message as we send you off today. To not only take risks, but to be open to life, to accept new views, and to be open to new opinions. Because the chances you take, the people you meet, the people you love, the faith that you have, that's what's going to define you. Never be discouraged. Never hold back. Give everything you got. And when you fall throughout life, and maybe even tonight after a few many glasses of champagne, remember this: fall forward. I found that nothing.
Okay, so that was a good start to the morning. Fall forward. Not be afraid to go out there and risk it. Because if you didn't fail, you didn't try. Okay, wins and momentum. So just a quick ground rule. This is a safe space. You don't have to be perfect or impress anyone. Yeah, so this is why this community is here, so you can speak freely. So if anyone had a win this week, maybe a viewing, a new mandate, or a good call with a client, you can unmute your mic and share with us. Any wins from the calls that you made yesterday?
Most definitely. I have 3 appointments today.
Oh, yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, so proud of you. Well done. So
I am
excited.
so excited.
Yeah, no, that's a good way to start the year.
Definitely. Thank you.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure you also had a few no's.
Quite a few, but I'm used to them at this point.
Yeah.
I've learned to understand that not every single client is going to say no. So you can call up to 100 people and not all of them are going to say no.
Exactly. Well done. Super proud of you. Anyone else had a win for this week or last week? Okay, if not, we're gonna, yes, I hear a hand going up.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes.
Okay, yeah. So my win was actually last week. I signed my first OTP for the year last week.
Amazing. Well done. Was that quick? Did you list the property and you had quite a few viewings, or did this take a while?
Actually, I listed it in December, and I just decided to work the whole of December, and I finalized it last week, and everything is submitted. So it was, I would say it was challenging a bit, but at the end of the day, I'm happy that I finally managed to get through the finish line.
Oh, amazing. That's always the best feeling, eh? You work and work and work and try to get everything together, but when you're across that finish line, it's just now staying in touch with everyone and making sure it's going smoothly. So well done. Super proud of you.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else? I had from my side, I listed a property on, I think it was last week. Had quite a few viewings, have an offer coming in a bit lower than asking price. So I'll chat with the sellers and see what they say. But yeah, I'll take that as a small win so far that the year is starting to progress. Okay. So before this call, I asked for situations people are stuck on. There was one agent that messaged me saying that her seller refuses to drop the price, but the property has had almost no viewings. So this is a very common thing, and it's costing agents deals every day. So the main thing is most agents lose listings not because they can't sell the property or it's not marketed right. Sometimes that is the case, but if it's not, then it's basically because they can't manage sellers' expectations. So the market and the buyers, they don't care what the seller wants. It only responds to price. So I'm going to take you through 5 simple steps that might help you if you have a listing that's overpriced and your seller just won't budge for reducing the price. So step 1, I would say, show the market reality. Don't go to the seller saying, I think we're overpriced. Rather say, this is what the market has done. This is what the market is showing us. So for instance, this is on one of my listings. I show the amount of views that it's got. I showed the amount of inquiries that I've got. Then any viewings that I did, I asked for feedback afterwards. And then you can see that like in the middle, it didn't work for them. And I sent that through to the seller so they can just get an idea of what the buyers are thinking afterwards. And then also compare this with the amount of offers you've got. So if you have like so many views on Property 24 or even your social media, and then a bit less inquiries and then like no offers, then obviously the market is speaking. It's saying that the buyers are not willing to pay that price. Step 2, I would say use live competition. Pull up about 3 similar active listings if possible. And yeah, show them. So let's say your listing is listed at 1.5 and you personally, in your professional opinion, think that it's overpriced. You can show them a similar listing that's maybe priced at 1.4 and it's maybe under offer already. And you can show them like with just a small price reduction or even 1.45, there's a lot more traction. So that will also make the sellers see that it's not you saying that just because you want to get a quick sale. That's actually what the market is saying and what the buyers are showing. Step 3, explain the price brackets on Property 24. So obviously I wouldn't recommend just focusing on Property 24 and just putting your listing on Property 24 and leaving it there. If you can throw it onto your social media, LinkedIn, on your WhatsApp status, etc., to get it a bit more views, that would be good. But obviously Property 24 is the main portal. So if you can explain the price brackets to them, like for example, if the property is listed at 3.2 million, you can say the seller at 3.2 million, we're competing in one buyer pool. But if we drop the price to 2.95 million, we enter a much bigger buyer pool. And you can actually show them. If it's at 3.2, you miss the entire pool of buyers that are looking 3 million and under. So you can actually open up a whole new pool of buyers with a price reduction of 200,000. So yeah, that also just shows them that that is a possibility you can try. Step 4, I would say you can try the 14-day test. So this gives sellers control. You can say, let's test the new price. Let's say it's 3.2 and you recommend 2.95. You can say to the seller, let's test the new price for 14 days. If interest jumps and there's a lot of traction and a lot of viewings, etc., you know it's working. And if it doesn't, then you'll have to reassess. Maybe it's not being marketed widely enough. It's not being shown to a big pool of buyers because it's not on your social media or whatever. But then you can reassess. But if you tell them, let's try for 14 days, then it's sort of in their control and they feel in control. And then step 5, from your perspective, I would just give the seller the professional truth. So you can finish with, the longer a property sits on the market, the more buyers assume something is wrong. And that usually costs more than just a small price reduction now. So good agents don't argue with sellers. They let the market do the talking. So if it's just you in your professional opinion saying, I think it's overpriced, it's not getting offers, that is going to start an argument with the seller. But if you show them the stats, show them the data that the market is showing you, then there's no need to argue. So maybe one of these 5 steps or all 5 steps can help, but that's just what I've seen can help to get the seller to agree to a price reduction. Okay, so we discussed the wins. Is there anyone that's struggling with the situation, or that had a situation or a problem and you solved it? Yeah, let me know if there's anything that you struggle with other than maybe your seller not wanting to reduce the price. Okay. You guys can, if you within the next week get a situation that you're struggling with and you want to chat about it or have advice, you can send me a message and we can discuss it on this session next week. Okay, then we're going to end off with a quote. It doesn't matter how oversaturated or how many agents there are in the market. If God called you to it, there's room for you. So I just want to end this off with that quote, that just keep on going, keep on trying. If you don't fail, you didn't try. And yeah, all the best for the rest of the week and have a blessed Wednesday. Just going to exit here so I can see your faces. There you go. Okay, hello Roxy, hello Vilmi, hello everyone that joined. Sorry, I couldn't see you. I was just seeing my presentation. But anyways, we are recording this, so if you did miss something, I will send the recording to you guys. But yeah, if there's anything else someone wants to say, you're welcome. Otherwise, you must have a super blessed Wednesday.